I was born in Mississippi, but my mother immediately moved to Memphis, and that's where I grew up, was in Memphis. Of course, I grew up a big fan of Elvis, you know, since I was just a little tot, you know. And as a matter of fact, he lived right, growing up, he lived right down the street from where we lived on 78 Highway. Of course, he didn't when I was living there, but prior to that, he had lived there when he was real small. My mom sang in church, but not in the choir. She sang, you know, we sat in the crowd and she sang in the crowd, and I would always listen to her sing, and she sang really good. But she told me that my grandfather was a fiddle player. They lived back in the woods, you know, and they would have like a hoedown thing at their house, and he'd play fiddle, and all the neighbors would come over and they'd square dance and stuff, you know. And so I guess that's where everybody got their musical ability, was from him. I was in this little band. We were a soul band called the Debuts. This DJ heard us, and he had some contacts, and he thought we were really good, and we were pretty good for that young, you know, back then. I never thought I'd do anything in music. I was just in music because I loved doing it. We rehearsed twice a day, and that's just because we loved it. We weren't thinking about ever getting a record contract or anything. That never even came in our mind. I was going to go to college. Memphis State, which is the University of Memphis now, and I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I was going to be doing something other than music. I went to Memphis State, and I never took any classes that, you know, led you into that field. Lo and behold, it got me in my first band. The first band I was ever in saw me sing with the a cappella choir, and they said, "Hey, you want to be in a band?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it, sure." I was in Cobra. We recorded one album on Epic, and then we decided we're going to break up. About the same time, Survivor decided to get rid of their singer, the guy that sang Eye of the Tiger, the original guy. I really didn't want to do it because I always played really heavy music, and their stuff was just a little lighter than I was used to, you know. And so I really wasn't going to do it. I wasn't even going to go up and audition, you know. But all my friends said, "Oh, well, no, you got to do it, man. You got to go do it." The night before the audition, the road manager and the drummer took me out and got me drunk, and I don't even drink. And I had to go in and sing Eye of the Tiger and hit that high C the next morning, you know. So we went in and I sang it, and no problem. I'd never sung a C before in my life. A is the highest I ever sung. But it worked, and I went home, and a month later they called me and said, "Man, please come back up here. We're sick of trying people out."
Can you feel me tremble when we touch? Can you feel the hands of fate reaching out to both of us? This love affair can't wait. I can't hold back. I'm on the edge. I can't hold back. Your voice explodes inside my head. I can't hold back. I won't back down. Girl, it's too late to turn back now.
So I said, all right. So I went and did it, and next thing, I didn't really think it was going to do anything, you know. But next thing I know, I'm hearing High on You every 5 minutes.
Now I'm higher than a kite. I know I'm getting hooked on your love. Talking to myself, running in the heat, begging for your touch in the middle of the street. And now I can't stop thinking about you, girl. I must be living in a fantasy world. I'm so high on you.
I never really had any giant success or anything, so I really didn't know how to treat it, you know, so I didn't know how to react. It feels good. It feels good to come in and not just have to copy somebody, you know, with Eye of the Tiger, which I never minded doing at all. I just sang it like I sang it, and record another album and then have hits on that album.
I was living for a dream, loving for a moment. just my style. Now I look into your eyes, I can see forever. The search is over, you were with me all the while.
We were out making a lot of money, bringing a lot of money in, and I wasn't getting what I was supposed to be getting. We were grossing $1 million a tour. The money's going somewhere, and I didn't like it, and neither did the rest of the guys. So I said, okay, guys, I'm going to go do a solo album. We can still tour and everything, you know, I'm not quitting the band or anything. So I left and went and did a solo album. When Baywatch went syndicated, they stopped using their original main title song, and they needed somebody else to do it. We got in a room and wrote the song, and came back and recorded it, and that's the one they used from then on.
It's gonna be alright, 'cause I'm always ready. I won't let you out of my sight. I'll be ready. Whenever you feel. Oh, don't you feel? I'll be ready. Forever and always, I'm always here.
As long as I can play live, I really don't care if I ever sell another record as long as I live. Seriously, man, it's great. I love it. I make a good living playing live, you know. I don't really have to sell records. But I would love to sell a lot of records, but, you know, if I don't, so what? I'm going to get there and rock and roll.